open floor. It's your girl Yon.
It's your girl Nikki.
And today we have a guest who has sat on the sofa with us before, but this time we're talking 30s.
A little bit more serious.
So, she is the top wax specialist in Philadelphia. Book your appointments at Luxury. But today we get to see another side of Miss Luxury. Not that it's gonna be too much different. She's such a sweetie. So let's see how the 30's been treating you. Okay?
We want to see your savage side.
What the 30's gotta be savage?
Why? You have to be a savage and to survive in your 30's. You kind of gotta be a little. I don't want to say the B word, but un poquito.
So that's the first thing you think of, because that's my question. It's like, what's the first thing you think of when you think the 30's?
So, on my 29th birthday, I always like talk to older people. Mm-hmm. My 29th birthday, this older lady, she told me your 30's is going to be the best years of your life, and I held her to that. And honestly, minus last year, because I'll be 30 in April. Minus last year, even last year for real, the 30's have been the best parts of my life. All honesty. Mm-hmm. So I think now that I'm considered later 30, since I'll be 38.
You don't look it, just for the record.
Thank you. I do feel like, not that it activates the bitch in you, mm-hmm. but I think moving more towards 40 is just like you kind of adapt I don't give a fuck no more, like so much, so you don't give a fuck about things that you would have mm-hmm. before.
Right. I think you just value your peace more, so you protect it more. You know what I'm saying? The tolerance level is not a little lower, it's a lot lower to me. And being a mom.
Yes. And then another thing I would say is the woman that you turn into. Mm-hmm. Like all of the things that you go through in your 30's. It's like I can definitely see why when women turn 40 they feel like they went through like some type of transition. Mm-hmm. Because it's a wild ride. Mm-hmm. A wild ride. But my 30's have been my best years, no lie. I actually didn't even start traveling till my 30th birthday.
Really?
That was my first time out the country.
What?
And people think I went all these places because, I mean, it adds up now because I'm about to be 8 years in and I went somewhere new every year. Mm-hmm.
See, for me, I can relate to the 30's being a wild ride. But I haven't had, I don't want to say I didn't have great experiences in my 30s, but I feel like 30's, because I'm 34.
Is that early?
It's not such good like welcoming 34. To 30's. Like the day after my 30th birthday, I got into I don't even want to say it was my first fight, but
at 30, babe.
Like yes, exactly. That's how like 30's
first fist fight.
Yes,
at 30.
Not first. It was like I don't count childhood, but like that was my first time
as an adult.
I went through high school dealing with female problems. I've been in relationships dealing with female problems. Mm-hmm. It took it to be somebody else the day after my birthday for me to get into a fight.
You know what?
Did you win? All right.
I hope so. Yeah. I'm sorry. So,
because we gotta go back and get her. Like, no, wait. I'm in friend mode. Let me back down. Okay.
But it's like that's how I was welcomed into 30. Like I just thought 30 would be like how they say what 30, flirty and thriving. Mm-hmm. Like I literally thought that's what I was going to be doing, and I have been doing the total opposite.
You know what? So I think mine turned out the way it is. So when I was 29, I was in a really bad car accident with all my kids. I'm gonna show y'all the picture offline. My nose was broken and fractured. Mm-hmm. My cheekbones were fractured. That's this huge scar on my arm that I'm always hiding. So I don't have
Scars
an elbow.
Is dope.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
but yeah, I have 2 metal plates and 14 screws in this arm, and that was 29, and it was like I was pregnant with my son at 28, and it was a very hard pregnancy. I went in 6 weeks early, So it was like, what was this? 2016, 2015, and 2016 were physically very hard just from being pregnant. Then the accident, he was like 8 months old. And so another huge recovery. And I'm like in therapy for months. So it's like, that was just extremely, that's one of the hardest times of my life. So I kind
of. Did you
of,
appreciate life more? Like after
yes,
that? Yeah.
yes. Um, but that's what prompted the travel.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't care what's going on in the world, what's going on in life. For my birthday, I'm going somewhere and I'm doing something I never did before. That sparked my adventurous side as well, because it's like, now it's like,
you
well,
just thank
I ain't
God
gonna
that for
die.
another year.
Yeah, so it's like, I might as well do it. God not gonna let me die like this. But
Right.
that was traumatizing,
Right.
trauma. But that's what built my 30s. That's what made it so much better. So you probably, sadly, you probably gotta have something like
traumatic,
not a fight though. Like,
so I'm glad you said that. So
see, I spent a lot of my 20s fighting, not even females, niggas.
Like,
I was in an abusive relationship, not like really fighting, but yeah, I was in an abusive relationship.
Right.
So my
early 20s, not like my.
So you had the car accident. I recently had, I guess you can say, it was my life changing experience, and I'm still dealing with it. But it was more so health related. So I've always felt like I was just so healthy. Um, and then you just watch everybody around you or other people's family members go through like being sickly, and you just never think that it's gonna be you. But it becomes so real when you got doctors calling you like, oh, your test result said that, or you have to start doing this, or you need to get like. I literally thought I was gonna die. I was like I had a split moment after hearing what I heard from my doctor, like where I gave up because I'm like, okay, well, I'm sitting here wanting to be in love. I'm never going to get married. I'm only going to have my 2 kids. Pretty much my life is over. That's what I thought. But then I started to, have like the positive outlooks, and then I had her and like a few other people like speaking positive things to me, but it was scary. It was scary. So that made me realize like, yeah, you're not young anymore. And at this point, I feel like that made me feel like I want to take life. I'm not gonna say I wasn't taking life serious, but now I want to live.
Yeah.
I don't have time to waste. I don't have time to waste on like playing games or wasting on meaningless relationships. Like I just want to live, and because you never know. You just never know what's gonna happen.
That's how I felt with the accident too, because it's like, you know how people be like, you got cherish life, you could die, you could walk outside and not come home. But not to say that never happens, but we live in life every day. So it's like, I would have never thought that day. It was beautiful outside. It was June 20th, 2016, and me and my kids, they love Michael Jackson, and we like blasting Michael Jackson. The windows is down. We on 76. We really just cruising. I have a video that I put on Facebook, and my son was what, 9 at the time. He's 19 now, and you can just hear his little voice in the background. And he's like, "We live in the city of Philadelphia in the state of Pennsylvania." And when I went back to that video, I'm like, this could have been the last post I ever posted in my life. Like, you never think something can happen to you. I was even talking to God like, damn, you gonna let me die? And
no,
I
that's
got
really
3
how
kids.
it is.
Yeah, like I'm like, I got 3 kids out here. You gonna let me die? And I know God probably think I'm crazy, whatever. But
I think you think all women are crazy.
But on the news, you hear this all the time. Women getting killed,
fatal car accidents,
and it's like, I know people who was raised with their mom or a parent was passed, so it's like, you was gonna let me die? And honestly, I still have the note in my phone. It's from one day in July, like a month after the accident. And now, mind you, my son is like 8 months. I can't pick him up no more because this is all like casted up. and my face is bruised up, my legs are like I'm fucked up. I'm really really fucked up, and I just wanted to just die. Like I got the note in my phone, and I'll use that even now to circle back when I feel like I'm being too hard on myself or I feel like I'm just not doing good enough. And the note is just basically saying like, if my kids wasn't here, there's no reason for me to be here. Mm-hmm. I was over it. Like, what I keep waking up for? Mm-hmm. I couldn't sleep. Every time I laid down, I just felt the car spinning in my head, and I was just constantly jumping up out my sleep. It was terrible, but.
So, what advice would you give, like, people who go through trauma like that to overcome? Like, how did you overcome that? Besides time, I feel like time heals all, yeah. Right? And you find ways, like strategies.
But do time really heal?
I don't think so. I was gonna say it
don't. I don't believe so.
I think
it make it easier to deal with.
Yeah, it just makes it easier to cope with.
Yeah. Right. So what really I feel like healed me from that journey is that's when I started the journal and document, and that's something that the therapist, I did occupational therapy. Mm-hmm. She was like, you need to start journaling, like you need to track process or you're not going to feel like you make it in. So I started doing that. That's the year I started doing vision boards. Mm-hmm. And I just realized that if I would have died I was 29, if I would have died, I would have had 3 kids, and that's it. Mm-hmm. I don't even think I ever even been to New York at that time. Maybe New York. I'm like, I didn't go nowhere. I didn't do anything, like anything of significance.
All your desires.
Yeah, all my desires, my whole life. And it's partly because I had kids so young. Like I had my oldest at 18. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, it was like a wake up call. Like, you can die, and you're going to die, and you're not going to die with nothing. Mm-hmm. So,
or to set your kids up, and that I think for me, my 30s, I'm thinking of my time. Yeah, when I was 30, that was a hard time in my life because
new baby.
It was I had my son at 29, and then at that time, I started to get out of my, because your brain, it really matures. I started to get out of my in denial phase. Like I started to accept things that was happening, and once I accepted it, I started to move on it. Mm-hmm. So my biggest fear, because I was going through, with my kid's dad, a breakup, whatever. And I didn't want to believe it. Like I didn't want to accept it. I literally used to sit up, like I would jump up in the middle of the night and just have this fear of being a single mom, because for one, I wasn't raised like that. Yeah. I didn't think I could do it on my own. Like that's when I started my spiritual journey to get closer to God. Yeah, like it really had to be me and God in this living room, like just talking to Him before I called my sisters, before I called my friends, before anything. And that's when I started getting close to Bae. Like we started talking. Like when I always tell people, like she came at the drop of a dime. Because she was for one, I'm not from here. So she kind of pulled me out. Like it was, and this to get deep, it was days where I would drink to remember nothing. Like I would purposely drink to it. I couldn't wait to put my kids to bed. I couldn't wait to, like I was, and me and my sister, we was going through a breakup at the same time. And with her relationship, they've been together for 13 years. So we kind of like leaned on each other, but it wasn't in a healthy way.
It's not.
It wasn't healthy at all
because it's like the same thing.
Yeah, even to this day, when we get together
and like sorrow.
It's too bad. I love you, sister, but we're not good for each other. Like that's another reason why I have to move back, because with me or my sisters, like we too lit together. Like for real, you can act like they remember to my. It's too much. We're a lot. We are a lot.
When they say like energy attracts each other.
Mm-hmm. It does.
So somebody once told me, like, don't always think of that as a positive thing. Mm-hmm. Sometimes people got common demons.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you get with this person and y'all connect so well because maybe y'all share the same similar drug, maybe y'all share the same similar trauma, and it builds just a negative attachment. I actually learned that from my ex.
Yeah, and with the trauma that I was going through, she already went through it. Yeah. So she was kind of like, Nikki, nah, don't go left. We're going to go right. If you go left, this is what's going to happen.
Something.
Yeah.
It was like with her, I was watching her do all the things that I was doing. And I'm like trying to tell her, no, don't go that way.
And I wasn't trying to hear shit she was saying neither. Like, until I'm like, all right, let me stop. Because I know it was coming out of love. Like, when me and her clicked, it was like instantly. So I knew she didn't want bad for me. And I know she saw good in me. So it was like, all right, she was kind of like my sister away from my sister, like my home away from home. And people, that's why they think we're gay. We're not.
That's how me and my sister.
But like, she's my little retarded spiritual guy.
And my sister little like her too. Yeah.
Cause she ain't wrapped too tight, but I know it's right. Like that's just.
What you saying, Sheree?
It's little like she's like the same size.
Yeah.
She's like 5 feet for 11.
Yeah, little people got big advice.
Hey guys. Yeah. I'm 5'1".
Oh, my sister.
Give me my last
0.5.
Like that just made me realize, just like how you said, how you had her to lean on.
Mm-hmm.
So I would consider the accident and what I'm going through now, like the biggest traumas. And I realized that both times I didn't have nobody because. Not that I didn't have nobody, because my sister was there rubbing my feet. My older sister, I had my support system. But far as nobody knows what it's like to get in an accident and be messed up like that. Nobody's relating to me. And then when I left my 2 older kids' dad, that was an abusive relationship. Who's relating to me? Nobody else got beat up by no guy before. And then even now with the relationship that I left 10 years, it's like, it's so hard. And y'all know I see I'm between 100 and 200 women a month. It's so hard to even
That's
come
a lot
past.
Of to see.
It is. But just to think, out of all them women that I see every month, it's hardly any who can relate to leaving a long-term relationship.
Wow.
Because nobody has been with somebody for that long.
That's very rare.
So when I get like I call them my mommy clients. They like 50 and up. When I get women who are married or are divorced or just been in like a long-term relationship and left, I be so happy to talk to them because they really get it. So each time I never had nobody who just really got it.
Listen, I used to lay on your table in my moments and I would just be like, You remember when I moved to Jersey? Like, it was a scary time, but at the same time, it was a time to be alive.
Some people gotta get away.
So many blessings came. I got my real estate license. And it was just like, he just handed it to me like, I was waiting for you to start all over. Like, it took you long enough. Yeah. But it, like 30s, I love it. Yeah. Like, so far.
See, but that fear, when I left my kids' dad, that was another long relationship. But I was like, we was kids. So
I think the older you get, the more scared you get of the dumb. Even with roller coasters.
Probably so. So I was first of all, I was 22, 23. But you know how you just feel like some shit is the end of the world because you're young. And I'm just like, now I'm this single mom of 2 kids doing it on my own. Like, how am I ever going to meet anybody else that I just like that? Or I never thought.
Will I be able to love again?
Yes, I never thought. I'm never going to love nobody the way I love him.
Yeah. 2 weeks later.
I think the 30s is where we become, like, my first long-term relationship, I was with my kids there for like 10 years. And we broke up, I believe it was like around my 25th, like around year 25 for me. But I think like in the 30s, when it comes to dating and relationship, it gets harder. We get more strict with our standards and what we're gonna deal with, and but at the same time, we do fall into certain situations that probably we know is not good for us. It's harder to get out of them too. But I just think like in the 30s, and as I go on in my 30s, is making me more scared that I won't get married. I just don't see, like, as much as I desire that, I'm not seeing it.
Why is marriage such like a big deal for you?
It's not like, how can I say?
It's just something you want.
Like, I want to get married, but it's not. I don't even want to say it's not a requirement. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's not like
it's something you always desire.
Yeah, like I want it.
I desire it too.
Yeah.
But I also know I'm not, just because I desire, I'm not giving it to anybody. Like, I don't want to just marry anybody to say I'm married. I need it to be somebody that I can literally go through life with, and that's so hard to find.
Why do you think it's so hard to find? Like, what would you say is the top? Both of y'all. What would you say is the top 3 reasons of making it hard to find a partner in your 30s?
So I'm gonna say one is just this era of dating and just everybody's mindset. Everybody is, men and women are like this. Like, it's your fault. It's your fault. No, it's your, like, nobody is realizing that the bigger picture is that we're supposed to come together. Everybody feel like they don't need anybody. Like, I need a man. I'm not ever saying I don't need one. Can I stand on my own and be self-sufficient? Absolutely. But do I need a man? Yes. God did not put me here to be by myself. That's crazy.
You're supposed to say bad as fuck by myself.
I'm not supposed to be here by myself. Yeah. So I definitely think that just everybody's mindset on dating is a problem. And then for me, I'm my own problem.
Number 2. That's your number 2?
I'm going to say that's 2 and 3. Because I know what I deserve. I know what I want. I feel like most of the time I'm ready for it, but in reality, I'm not. I still have issues with trusting people's word. Like, you got one time to not come through on your word. You got one time to trigger anything from a past experience. And then, like, when I meet somebody, my wall is all the way down. I trust you until you give me a reason not to trust you. So, like, you come in.
I'm like that too.
The trust is there. But you can do one thing and it'll trigger something and that wall go right back up. You still got a chance, but now it's gonna be harder to knock that wall back down because it's like, why did you do
so you're innocent until proven guilty, not guilty until proven.
Yeah, but I feel like that's not fair to people or myself, because I really be thinking I'm healed until I'm talking to people. Like, I be thinking I'm fine and I'm able to handle a relationship until, and I don't know if it's because I haven't met my person yet, or because I'm still, like, kind of, I guess you could say, damaged. Like, but I guess I'm still learning. So that's why I decided, like, I don't even want to date anymore, like, for a little while, because I just feel like I want to focus on myself and getting my own life together. Because I also feel like, because my life isn't together, the people I'm attracting are flocking to me for the wrong reasons. And I need to get certain things in order to see if it's me or them. So,
what would you
say?
That's
my 3.
What's your top 3? Why do you think it's so hard for people in their 30s to
date?
Yeah. Like, what do you think makes it hard?
I gotta start by saying that I am freshly into the dating scene. And
what you discovered thus far?
What did I discover thus far? I hate what social media has did to dating. And I'm so glad that I met my ex-partner. I think maybe Instagram was just coming up. Like, I was late to all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. I was late to it, and I'm so glad that I was late to it. So, social media paints pictures of people that can be like 100% not true. And then you have to deal with getting to know the person outside of that. And sadly, a lot of people are just not their authentic selves. Not that your true authentic self can be placed upon just one platform, just what you decide to put out, but social media, I really do think it did a lot of damage to dating. That's one. The second thing I would say is, and I was gonna say this when you were talking about being healed. I do think that people should be healed from certain things. Like, for example, my relationship with my kid's dad, my two oldest kids, that was an abusive relationship. I would consider myself healed. I don't think that being with another man, a guy is gonna hit me.
Right.
My ex never. He he protected me physically or made me feel safe physically more than any guy has ever did. But I realized through that relationship, since coming from a physically abusive relationship.
This is your most recent?
My most recent. Okay. So leaving from a physically abusive relationship, my main focus was physical protection. Like, I want to be with somebody who makes me feel safe. And he is an extreme protector. I never felt unsafe with him, but I was safe physically and not safe in all the other ways, emotionally, mentally. So that was the lack with that. So now, with going into possibly a new relationship, hopefully one day getting married, it took both of those very long-term relationships to teach me what I'm looking for. I know exactly what I want down to the T. And I also made sure that I am a person who's not asking for what I can't give. And I think a lot of women do that nowadays. And it's not to bash women, but I think that we hear so many horror stories from women dating men, whether they had a wife, a girlfriend, all kinds of stuff. If you listen to these men's stories that I hear, it is insane. Men are going through the same exact thing.
Oh yeah, I think theirs is worse.
They're worse. They're worse.
Yes, and again, this is not to bash any type of woman, but these women out here, they don't have houses, apartments, like they don't have places. They're not working. They expect a man to just give them a handout. They not cooking. Like, they just not the type of. I'm surrounded by, even down to my clients. Like, I'm surrounded by really sturdy women, like in real life, who got their shit together in real life. So hearing other stories about women is just like, she what? Really? That's really true. It's crazy. But yeah, people are not being who they say they are. That's one. Social media, and I don't think that the requirements that people want in others that they can meet themselves. Why is it? How can I ask for a faithful guy if I'm not a faithful girl?
Right.
How can I ask for a loyal guy if I'm not a loyal girl? How can I ask for a man who makes six figures and I'm not a six-figure woman? So why, if he don't make six figures, why is he look frowned upon on, but you don't either? Why do he have to have a certain kind of car, but you don't either? Why do he have to have a certain kind of job, but you don't either? Why do he have to look a certain kind of way, but you don't either? So I pride myself on being who I say I am and not asking for things that I cannot give.
Right.
So, and I think that's on men's behalf too. They want maybe a woman with a certain type of body, maybe a woman who look a certain kind of way, maybe a woman who dress a certain kind of way. But it's like, you don't even get your fucking haircut. How, like,
make it make sense?
Yeah, like you don't take care of your kids.
Right.
Like, you don't have no money, but they are the guys who are expecting.
Why do I just see you saying that to a guy like, but you don't have no because you're so sweet, right?
The
way you said that was just like,
because I say it because I'm seeing it on both sides.
Right.
Like a woman can look a certain way, like the Instagram baddies, whatever you want to call them, beautiful. You find out they dirty, like like literally dirty. You go to their house, and it's like you're very much unkept.
Yeah.
Why your house look like that? And it's not even that.
It's so true. That's
it's like, or a woman can look a certain way, but just don't like they're not a good mom. Where your kids at? Why you don't have them with you? Why you don't got no job? Or why do you live at home with your parents?
It's the why. Okay, so 30 is a lot of whys. That's what we
get. So it's like
that's some shit not acceptable.
Yeah. Right. So and it's created such a class, like how they talk about like high value women, high value men. I hate the conversation.
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
To each his own.
Yeah, because whatever you place value on, that's that's like that's up in the air. Because what is value to me? Like, for example, you know this. I don't like no ugly niggas.
You don't. You really don't. It cracks me up though.
I don't. I do, and it's not that you have to be like the best looking guy in the world.
But you got to be good to look at. Like I gotta want to.
Yes,
look at
and
you.
That's something that I learned. Like,
but they come with the most problems. So are we going to accept
like,
that
can
part?
you just be I have to be attracted to you in some kind of way. I have to.
Not the fly guy, but
like I don't like really flashy guys, honestly. But you have to be like nice looking. Other females, they don't care. Like long as they might just like when I was like, you can't be bald headed. I don't want no bald headed boyfriend.
No baldy. You don't want to rub.
Don't put that, please. Wait.
You just canceled 75% of men in Philly.
That's fine. That's fine. At least I know you're not dealing with my head.
No,
I love my baldies.
No, because and I don't know yet, so don't ask me. But
and people think because you're from Philly, you like the bald with the beard.
But God, I feel like people who you get married to, that man will never be exactly what you pictured in your head. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's what I feel like is true.
So this
love.
is what I talk to God about. Like I talk like listen.
You just whispered?
Just that the baldies is where it's at.
I can't like I'm not mature. I'm an open neck, no respect. Definitely. And then then my sister, one of my sisters, she'll date bald men. She don't care. And
I never dated a bald.
She used to call her boyfriend a bald-headed bitch.
You see?
Not to him, of course. But to me,
wait, are they still together?
No.
Okay.
Bald-headed bitch. That bald-headed bitch, like, and I used to be like, yeah,
I would do some shit like that. My mouth is terrible. Like when I'm mad at you, I will find something to pick out.
She never said that to him.
No, I wouldn't say it to him. Like what? No, I like my face. I wouldn't say no shit like that.
I would prefer a man with hair. But you know what?
Does he have to have a certain type of hair texture?
No.
See, I'm a texture person.
And you know what? I can deal with men with more weight on them before I deal with somebody skinny.
Yeah, I'd rather have the weight.
So it's like,
did I not just tell you that the other day?
See, but one of my sisters, she's like, they will not deal with somebody who got some weight on them. But me, I'm like,
really? No, give me the belly.
Yeah,
I want to rub it. I want to fill it with food.
You could be a dad body. You could be a workout.
Yeah, I want to lay on it.
But yeah, like guys with skinny legs scare me. Like, why you got them skinny legs?
And a big top and a small bottom.
Either or. Why you got them skinny legs? It just gives like you not
no muscle.
Like we can't do the frog hop
at all.
No, so it's like I'm not over the top with mine. I would just like for you to be attractive to me. But they are problems.
They're big problems.
You know something that I hate? This is something that really bothers me. Why is it that good looking men is like so far and few in between, but it's like good looking women is everywhere? So it's like when one guy do look good, it's like he's flooded with the masses of women.
Because it's that 5-to-1 ratio.
Yeah. So it's like,
and then like honestly, if I was a good looking man, I'm not gonna lie,
But I feel like that's lack of accountability because
it is lack of accountability, but it is
like for example, basketball players are just like athletes, and a lot of their wives have talked about this. Like,
by the way, the socks.
They
show the socks.
When they cheat or something, it'll be like, "Girl, what did you expect? He's a basketball player. He's this. He's that." Well, I expect that nigga to be a good person just like I have been. Mm-hmm. I am too nice looking. Mm-hmm. I am too this or I am too that. Like, so just because a guy look a certain kind of way or do a certain type of occupation, why is it more so acceptable that they get
Honestly, I just think it's in a man's nature.
Yeah.
Like it's really in a man's nature to not say be a hoe or just be out there fucking a lot of bitches.
I'm never gonna say that he can cheat on me or I'm okay with a man cheating on me, but I'm not gonna sit there and act like I don't know that they literally are designed to want to hunt after multiple different type of women. So when men are being faithful, I believe that that's a choice that they make to be faithful.
I think that's a choice that women make too, because just like I told my current ex, because I was faithful to him for 9 years and like 27 days or something like that.
No, you know what?
Dead ass.
Why would you know that?
Because the way stuff happened, I had
you remember the exact date.
Yeah. So out of that,
what was the minute? You remember the minute?
I don't remember the minute. It probably was like 9 something though at night. But I was, and I mean like 100% faithful. Like you can take my phone with you. Like nobody's messaging me, nobody's following. Like 100%, 1,000% faithful. And of course, he wasn't faithful to me for all them years. He cheated several times. And I used to have to tell him like, I'm not faithful to you just because I'm like this oh so good girl, which I am a good girl. But I'm also faithful. I'm faithful to you by choice. That's what I want to do. That's what I desire to do. I desire to be faithful to you because I like you. I love you. And I don't know what, like, it's like a part of me that's so deeply bedded inside that's like, ain't none of these niggas gonna be able to say they touch me. You ain't never gonna be able to say you touch.
My thing with being faithful.
So I guess more so respect. Yeah, and I know that guys value. I feel like men value respect kind of more so over love. Yeah. So I just didn't. I never wanted to disrespect him like that. I never wanted him to feel like, just like how women feel when we feel like women can say like, oh, she dumb or she looks stupid. I never wanted to
when you post your man on Instagram.
Exactly. I never wanted to put
Are you
him
gonna post your new man on Instagram?
When I get one, I am.
Oh, and say it with.
Are you and he better.
No.
It better.
You not why?
I don't know.
That's some type of doubt though.
It's not doubt.
I do.
I mean, I don't. Doubt. Honestly,
or you just don't want people in your business because
it
could
hope
be
Instagram
one or the other.
crash by the time I get married. I don't want to have social media when I get married.
No,
it would be great.
In all of my relationships,
the world
I was
is turning into
on
technology
Instagram.
Though. Like this about to get 10
That's
times
fine.
worse.
And I don't have a problem with posting them. I don't have a problem with posting them in.
Yeah, it probably. I was even in my relationship. I was never one of them people that would like post him just like all the time or whatever. MCM. Yeah, but it's like niggas is gonna know. Like you're gonna know that that I'm just not out here single, and I think that men should be the same way. And it wasn't the same. Yeah, it wasn't the same way.
It wasn't reciprocated.
It was not reciprocated. But it's just like I made that choice to be that way with him. I feel like men have that choice too. I think everybody has a reason to cheat when it comes down to it.
Yeah,
and everybody got somebody to cheat with.
And I'm learning, maybe because I'm like, more on the spiritual side of it. You have to be close to. There's only one God, but you have to be really, really close to God because if you're weak,
so glad you said
if you're
that.
weak, you weak for the flesh. Yes, that's really what it is.
Because that was part of it. I mean, it was a lot of issues that led to the end of my last relationship, but I remember one time just like asking him like, do you pray? When the last time you prayed? Yeah. He was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so you just living life without praying? Yeah. And I remember talking about that with my best friend, and she's married of like 10, 12 years. Mm-hmm. She's just like, a man who has no leader cannot lead you.
Cannot.
A man who has no prayer life cannot pray for you. Yes. A man who has no spirituality cannot cover you in any kind of way. I feel like I've always been spiritual, and that's not religion based. I don't care what religion you are, honestly. But if you have no higher power or nothing that you seek from, what are you giving? And that's for women too. But it was just like he lacked that extremely, and good for him that I believe that he tapped into it now, and he's really tapped into it.
And sometimes he gonna sit you down, like just for a minute. Yeah. And I always would tell Babe, like because
it's been time
with my relationship, with my with him, it's like I could tell when he stopped praying. Like you really turn into a whole nother. It's just like, well, then who are you? Like you really turn into a whole nother person. But when you praying and because he's Muslim, when he was knocking his head, and I'm not even Muslim, but I will always encourage it because I see a difference in that person.
Different, like I feel like every man requires
and they think
discipline.
More straight. Yeah,
and that is like a discipline type of religion, I feel like. So I feel like when men are really locked in with their spirituality,
it's
and
I
think a podcast even said that like a busy man is usually a man who's not a cheater. Like you got shit going on, you have stuff to lose, you got like so if you're not a busy man with positive things like possibly a business, possibly
going to church,
your spirituality, having people around you that you do positive, working out, like working out, with your kids. Yes, being with your kids, busy. Okay. Yes, a healthy busy.
You got time for the BS.
Not that they all don't cheat, but it's like those men typically
it's a less chance.
And I honestly at this point in my life, especially with me being closer to 40. So I'm hoping I can have like a little salt and pepper bae.
Do you want one of the? They is popular.
Yeah. Well, my previous relationship, he got salt and pepper beard.
And you like that? All right. So all the pops.
No, you can't be. No. So you
have a cap on age.
I got a cap on age.
What's your cap?
45.
Damn, I was close.
I'm with 45. You on that. I'm with you on that.
But like,
why is 45 the golden number?
It's like, not even. It's not even what. Not even just the age. I want you. Please come with being done. Like you're tired of playing around. You're tired of dealing with multiple women.
At that age.
You're tired of like dating a bunch of people. You tired of for sure having sex with multiple people. If you have not reached that point in life, don't look my way. I don't have nothing for you.
So I agree with that, and I want to piggyback off that in a second. So I want to go back to it took me until probably the last 6 months to realize how important it was to pay attention to a man following like his religious beliefs. Like I dated somebody who I didn't realize that he ever talked about any religion, but he was like always busy. That's why I made that sound like he always busy, but he did with a bunch of different women too. So
that's why I said like
a healthy busy.
For like this is something I even newly dated, even though I'm not dating anybody, but I had to realize that I come with stuff. So dating me, I be busy. Like, especially on a Wax Wednesday. No, I'm probably not going to text you back till tomorrow. And
tomorrow, you sound like her now.
Cause all right, say it's a day. I got like 17 people, and I possibly can text you back. But in the event that I don't, I don't want you to think that I don't like you.
No, but I'm saying this, and I'm touched just a little bit by that because I just experienced it.
I know.
You get what I'm saying? So I feel like if you really, really, really like a person, while you're down there waxing, that's the only person you thinking about.
Siri, text, blah blah blah.
No, like you find a way. You find a way to stay in communication with that person.
I will,
because that person is always on your mind. Like
that person was always
you
on
wasn't
my
feeling
mind.
me, but you did not wait. You waited a whole nother day later to text.
So look,
before you sat on that toilet,
can I speak on the old men first?
Old men.
What you were saying about your cap on
45.
Yes. So I agree with everything you said, but I also want to add that I feel like the men older should just stay away from us because I feel like, especially if you're not in that space to want anything serious. Like, I'm not about to sit around, you 45, and you think that I'm about to sit around and play games with you for 3-4 years, and then you want to come, marry me when it's time for you to wear diapers or take insulin. Yeah. I just don't want to be your CNA. That's not fair to me.
What if he's paying a lot?
If he's what?
What if he's paying you a lot?
No, if you really love me, you would have committed early on. I'm not about to be the person taking care of you after you done fucking ran your movie all
you are really risking it messing with an old man.
No. And that's another thing that I realized wait, let me finish. So I realized that my time is something that somebody might have an issue with. Mm-hmm. Me being an entrepreneur, that's something that somebody might have an issue with. Then on top of that, me being a mom of 3, it's like I be running around. Yeah, I run around, and I didn't realize that until dealing with somebody, and they like an entrepreneur as well, and they run. I'm like, dang, it's like this me. Mm-hmm. And it's
sometimes God will bring you people to show a reflection of you.
You know who I said, was such a mirror for me, where it's like, I'm like, dang, this is how my sisters feel when they talking to me, when I'm talking to them, and they like, oh, I'm at the market, then I gotta go here, then I'm like, dang,
it's really nonstop.
I'm like nonstop. But what I can say is that is something a person has to deal with. Mm-hmm. When I want to be bothered, I want to be bothered. Mm-hmm. So
how do you find a balance with that though?
It's like
you can't get the time when you want the time. You get what I'm saying? Because especially if you're dealing with another person that's a business person like you, mm-hmm. it has to be, that goes back to communication and meetings of the mind.
Because that's what made me realize where a lack would be on my side as far as my last relationship. Now I'm an introvert. I'm gonna say I'm an ambivert, but I'm an introvert, and he's an extrovert. So say if I have a busy day like Wax Wednesday or a Saturday or a Friday where it's like 10 plus people, I'm talking all day long. I'm being my most extroverted self all day long. When I get off work, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk.
Is that fair to that person?
No. So now imagine dealing with an extrovert where it's like, I can't wait till my person get off work. I want to talk and send videos and laugh about shit and be cuddled, sex, just anything that an extrovert person can want. And it's like, I don't got nothing for you. I'm depleted.
Dang. That's terrible.
But I'm sure.
Maybe because I'm an extrovert.
Listen, I'm sure that was the reality for my ex on probably many a days. But it also, and then again, just like it's certain things that women got to deal with when it comes to dealing with a guy with money, is like, do you want to deal with this busy guy who can fund your lifestyle when you don't got to work and you can be a stay-at-home mom, but you got to deal with that man working or doing whatever he's doing. So it's like, if I'm quote unquote the breadwinner or making more money now, it's like you also can't have an issue with it too, because who getting the money?
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm working because I have to work. You think I'm working because I don't have to? So it's like, I just can't understand how it can create a conflict on both sides, because I've been a cause, like, I'm busy, I'm working, but at the same time, we need this money because you don't have it. I'm the go-getter. I'm going to go get it. But again, that still creates a lack. And where there's lack, people will feel lacks.
They're going to feel it. And that's why
think people going to get their
But a lot of men, and not a lot of men, but I'm sure that goes back to why do men cheat and women don't. It could be that. Because when we busy, we not only busy with we're nature. We're gonna go home.
You know what?
Yeah,
that
you gotta be a mom.
Made me want to say fuck that nigga for real.
No.
Because look,
but you didn't give him nothing when you got off from waxing 50 cookies.
No, but you know what? It just made me realize something that just like those lecks is, I guess it's harder for men to deal with the leck, because just like men lack, as far as me and my relationship, like say for example, money was lack and this person can't take me on the dates that I desire or the trips that I desire. Instead of going with another man, I'm going with my sisters. I'm going with my friends. We gonna have a time. So me looking at it,
that's where the compromise comes in.
Exactly. Me looking at it like, yeah, everybody has a lack somewhere, and yes, he lacked places. But now when I'm thinking about the shit you lacked, and I didn't feel these lacks,
you could have.
Yeah,
and maybe like, you should have. Let me stop.
Heavy on a should have.
Maybe,
but it's like so. It really it really do all boil down to compromise, and I just feel like that's something that is a learned behavior over time. Not to say people in their 20s and stuff can't be faithful, but it's a learned behavior, and I just feel like if you have not reached that point, like I want you to want a wife. When you come and meet me, you desire to get married. You desire to deal with one person, and it won't work out. But you have to come to me with that desire,
right?
And then it's also just like knowing who you are. Like honestly, every girl don't give wife energy, and that's just the truth. Everybody,
I have one of my sisters. She don't
all the women, but the women talk like they are and act like they are.
But being a wife is another job. That's a whole career in itself.
It is. That's why they get paid.
But for real.
That's why some women
right. But you can have that instinct naturally, just like being a mom.
I was about to say the same thing.
Some women, they just don't have it.
They don't. And it's like
they just don't have it.
I want more women to be like, you know how they say the fun girl. When you know you the fun girl, be that.
Yeah, like and carry that and say it gracefully.
Yeah, and let them know. Carry that. But that's also something I had to realize. But the fun girls is normally the side bitches. Yeah, that's something I had to realize with myself. Like, damn, that mean I'm not fun?
No, it's okay though.
Yeah, but again,
it's just not in you.
Yeah, that's me realizing what I come with and what, like, these are the positive traits I bring to the table. And these are the negative traits I bring to the table. I don't smoke and I don't drink, and that could be viewed as boring.
Yes,
no,
but for me,
a lot of
I feel like that for me too.
When you don't smoke or drink,
really?
Yeah, people
I wish I was like that. Like I envy y'all.
They and it's like it's always combated with like, but I swear I'm not boring. Like I like to travel.
No, but you're naturally, but. Like to me, because I even get those like a natural high.
I'm telling you, people be like, thing. Well, what do you do? I be like, well, and that's something that I had to learn. I got it in my notes. I got the things that I like to do, things that bring me peace, things that are triggers, but that comes with knowing self. Like, well, what do I like to do? Like, what do I do for fun?
Really.
So I had to learn the answers to them questions, and I got them. But even now, still telling somebody, oh, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I ain't going to the club, don't ask me, sorry. But that don't mean I'm not fun. Right. It's just that I find fun in other things. And my mom used to say the same thing too. You don't need to get high, girl. You got a natural high. Like,
and some people have that.
Yeah, and then another thing that comes with quote unquote being a fun girl is like wild sex. Like she do things that your wife probably wouldn't do, but I got a real sexy side.
But I don't think that has to do with drinking or smoking. Like,
but
if you
this how
have good sex,
but this be how men perceive. Like this how you get perceived. Like sometimes when you perceived as like the good girl or you perceived as the wife type, it's like it automatically comes with. She boring. She a good girl.
But that means that man is not the one for you. Like that's not your equal.
I wouldn't necessarily
don't
say
you
that.
Think,
I wouldn't say
as
that.
A person when you don't smoke and drink.
Because I know my personality and I know I have never encountered anybody who
There's
ever
a lot of men who find that very unattractive for women to smoke and drink.
No, yes, they do. That's true. But I mean,
and normally the men who like that is men who just want to have a good time. So what I'm saying is that minimizes the bullshit from men coming your way that just want a good time is what I'm saying. I will catch more heat because I do like to drink. Smoking, but I would like to drink. But I will run into more bullshit men who just want to fuck or who just want to go out to drink and then think they can fuck. Or you get what I'm saying, to manipulate you easier. Now y'all are more intimidated because of that. So they got steps.
Yeah, why do it come with? I hate that. I just got told that yesterday.
It's the truth.
Because they're talking to me like they feel like I have guys oozing over me, and I'm just telling them, I'm like,
she does, by the way.
I'm like, nobody.
That don't mean she entertains it, but
nobody is saying nothing to me. And the first thing the guy said, he was just like, they're probably intimidated. I'm like, why? I'm just a regular girl. I'm like, I'm a mom. I work really hard.
So
and they just like, you're an entrepreneur, right? Yeah.
Listen, and that I would say is, I didn't say my top 3 for 30 somethings, but
dang, I ain't even ever say my third thing.
Wait,
I said like social. I said social media, and
we count
people not who. Well, that was part of social media, and then I said people not giving what they would like to receive. Like, yeah. But my third thing, I think that people. What makes it hard? I think that because I don't want to call 30s and up seasoned, but most of us have either been in a long-term relationship or been in a relationship or been through some type of relationship trauma. Whereas it's like nowadays when you meeting people, it's like, where your ex at? And that goes for ex-wife, ex-girlfriend.
Are you asking?
Like, are you over that situation yet? Do you have trauma from that situation? It's just similar to like learning. I feel like the way you gotta learn somebody's childhood trauma, you gotta learn how was your past. Traumas. Yeah, how was your past relationships and how because relationships create. You can learn patterns in people. Like, all right, so you've been in 3 relationships, and you could pinpoint this 1 or 2 things out of everybody they've been with. Like, even mine got a pattern. Oh, you like pretty boys. Yeah.
Sorry.
Not pretty, but just like, you even, wait.
Don't call me out.
Wait, so you like, are you like niggas that look like, and I'm like.
You do. Sorry. I like them chocolate, a little hood.
See, I don't got like a
complexion. A couple 3 strikes real quick.
Like, yeah, so it's like even lining up mine. It's like even down to the personality traits. Like, I'm an introvert. Everybody I've ever dated was an extrovert.
Well, opposites attract.
Yeah, and
I like introverts. Like, as a man, I don't like a man that's loud and like even the way they dress, like loud colors and stuff. Like that's how much I don't. I like somebody who's quiet in the corner, rolling up their blunt and just letting me be the extrovert.
So I can't.
I don't know. I can't.
I guess the hard part is for me. It's like, and I think this is what everybody that's in this age range like. Let me find out what the fuck is wrong with you, to see if that aligns with what the fuck is wrong with me. And if that's something I'm willing to do. Because it's like at this age, we know that you're coming with something. Yeah, like you're coming with something. Whether it's
remember, I said it was something wrong. And I was, talking to somebody.
That was a clip.
Yeah, so it's like
sorry.
Whatever is wrong.
It was something wrong.
And then when
something's too right, when it's too right, it's like you naturally search for it. Not saying that you looking for problems or you looking for trouble, but I
you have to figure it out
every day and be like, babe, no, something's wrong. Like something's wrong. Like, no, something's the fuck wrong. And whatever. She will be like, Nikki, just shut the fuck up. Yeah. Just let it hit.
Because I told her she went a whole year celibate. I said the first one is not gonna be the one. Enjoy it and keep it moving.
That's easier.
We're not gonna get into detail with that, but I'm gonna say my top 3.
Yeah, do that.
Number 1, of course, is social media. It really is a problem with you are who you say you are, and I think because
people don't take pride in that. What's wrong with
y'all? Like they don't want to be themselves.
Yeah, and it's not that you gotta put your business out there.
It's you are striving for perfection, and I don't like perfection. Yeah. I stray away from perfection because I have days where I want to be ain't shit. I have days where I don't want to do nothing. You know, I have days where I want to be a super mom, a super wife, super head, super whatever.
I can't even
like I just
even just date. Well, not even dating, but just having different conversations with different people. Mm-hmm. Where so this is what they say: are you real? Like you can't be real. Yeah, because it's like, well, I am. Yeah,
like this is me.
I am who I like.
Yeah, like I breastfed for 3 years. My titties sag a little bit, and my bra is good.
It's like I don't have as much. You know what? I can say I'm a perfectionist to a certain extent,
but you're a perfectionist also, to your craft.
Yeah, that's why
you're not looking for perfection in a person.
Yeah, and it's like I'm not trying to present myself as a perfect person, right, to the next person either. Right. But it's like, yes, I do have my own money. Yeah. No, I don't need your money.
So, and I would say all 3 of us sitting here, that's my number 2 top in being 30 is if you have it together, semi together, because I think you still figuring it out and you almost there financially of what you want to do and what you want to be. Some people figure it out early on, but this is where you know what you like. I'm
so glad.
This is where you know what you like. So this is another thing I was trying to figure out why one of my situations, I'm just like, well, damn, did I do something wrong? Like, and my sister literally was like, flat out, no, you scared him away. Because these men, they so used to dealing with women who they not who they are. So they go on Instagram, they flashing this, they flashing that. I bought this, Gucci, Louis, Prada. I got this business. I'm whatever. And the whole time while meeting this woman and getting to know this woman, they realize that she's a fraud. So now it's easier to dispose of her, right? Yeah, he can talk shit, bitch, you whack, and keep it moving. Mm-hmm. But now when you come to a woman who's genuinely herself, who generally go to work, who's generally a mom and do arts and crafts and do homework with their kids and go to the grocery store and it's just and still find time to nurture that man, that person, that individual, it scares them. Like, no. And I'm not gonna say a situation, but that's I'm reflecting this to you too. We scare these men away because that make them realize like, well, maybe I'm not ready. You know, when you stand firm in what you want and how you want it and what way you want it, and you willing to give that person
themselves because it's like this not that
they
type
self-sabotage because they thought they was ready for something and then they realized that they wasn't. It doesn't make you a bad person, it makes you a bomb person because you can't sit there and say, well, damn, like my sister really had to snap me out of it, like, no, but you flat out scared him away, like down to like, oh, where you live at type shit, like, no, this is, and they're like, oh, damn, you this, yeah, like you work, you get it on your own, and you don't need a person for nothing. And some men, they want to feel needed. So when you achieve these things on your own, it's like, well, what value would I add to your relationship or your life?
That bothers me so bad because.
But to me, men are more insecure than women. For sure. I'm gonna tell you that.
I said that to somebody, like, I don't want nobody to need me. I want you to want me there. Because when you want me there, it's like
you feel that desire.
Yes, because I know what it feels like to genuinely want somebody there. Like, my previous relationship, so many people would act like, why you ain't never do this? Why you ain't never do that? And it's like, because I ain't want to. Like, why you stay? Because I wanted to. Why you leave? Because I want and I did what I did when I wanted to, even down to my own cheating, which again wasn't until 9 years and 27 days into the relationship.
Okay, got it. That's why
or 9 years and 20 days. But it's like at 9 p.m. I did what I did because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that, and so I don't take back what I did because I did what I want to do. Yeah. And I feel like people always going to do what they want to do. So I want to be what you want to do. I want to be who you want to be with, not I'm with her because
and that goes
she
back
got a
to
house.
perfection, or
Not
you have to
not
change who you are
not
because
I'm
of this
with her
person.
because she make her own money, or
because it makes it easier for him.
I don't want you to be with me because you need me for anything. I just want you to just want me around because you gonna want me around if I'm a mess.
Mm-hmm.
No matter
good days, bad days.
Yeah, it's like because you just gonna want me there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that so many people nowadays, our age, like you said, some people grow up more than others, faster. They don't have their shit together.
And that's okay to not have your shit together, though.
I want to speak on that now. We can shift gears to what what happens in your 30s in regards to finances. Like, what have y'all noticed?
I ain't say my number 3 though. Let me just say my number 3.
Oh yeah,
my number 3 is people not searching for advice and going within, and they're looking, again, goes back to social media. I know with the podcast and stuff, like, it's okay to take advice, but don't actually apply it to your life and to just expect it to work. What works for one person is not going to work for everybody else. And that goes in marriage, everything else. Like, you should go within, pray about
it. That's why I always
said
I hated podcasts. I kind of do.
Yeah.
Not yours, but
right. I like those before. I'm just saying.
Not yours,
but it's for it's like entertainment purposes.
Podcast culture, like my last relationship, he was really like soon as you about to show me something, I'm like, what do you think about this? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, people, other people's opinion really mess up relationships. You could send a man a reel just to get his opinion on it, and they will take it personal.
Yeah, and it's like, what do you consider a high value for, and what do you consider a good woman, and what do you keep? Whatever they want to do with, whatever they want to do with.
Okay, that was my top 3. Go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead. Yo,
no, that was it. That was my top 3.
Like it drove me. Podcast culture.
I mean, I love podcasts. What I will say is, over these last couple of years, what has changed for me in regards to podcasts and even having a podcast is the podcast that interests me at first no longer interests me. Like, I have probably
that's something I do like. 3. Now it's like different kinds. Like kinds, I like kinds like this where it's like intimate, relaxed. It's not like studio lights but now that it has so many different subjects opposed to just being relationship podcasts, that's something I do like.
Finances.
Yeah, like they got finance, beauty, they got all different kinds. I do
see
love
the topics, yeah, I like that. But what I look for when I look at the podcast, I can see who's on the mic just saying shit to get attention and who's actually trying to get a message out there.
Yeah.
And I just don't want our podcast to be one of those podcasts where we just are trying to get our views up. Like, because at the end of the day, we had our podcast 6 months. We could have done all the things to get the traction that we really want, but that's going to be us not being us, and I never wanted that. Like, never sit here and speak as if I got all the answers, and I'm not speaking as if I want everybody to take anything I say or my advice and go apply to their life.
I'm not a doctor. This is just speaking from my perspective, my experience.
I'm nothing on it. Nothing that's said on this couch, on these mics, is a lie. Like, it's our real life experiences, and you can do what you want with it. Yeah. So,
and it's just like relatable.
Yes, and that's literally what we want, is a relatable podcast.
Especially when you hear something, it happens all the time.
We don't even try to get dressed.
Like, you was in an abusive relationship. What? You was cheated on. Like, what? You was all kind. You was homeless before. Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I just think that
so to just be able to look,
the culture is definitely, they are ruining it, and it's just getting.
I just want people to have a mind of their own,
and to
because
that's
even with getting their bodies done, even the external and the internal, it's like it's turning into a robot. We don't need robots because the people are turning into. I'm telling you, everybody's the same.
Every girl,
Kim Kardashian and Lala look the same.
Where was I at? I don't know if it was probably I can't remember where I was at, but the guy saying that, like, men don't know who to choose nowadays because everybody look the same.
Everybody act the same. There's nothing unique.
And when I was out, I'm just like, this was before I cut my hair off, but I thank you. I had like my natural hair out, and it made me feel good. Cause I'm looking, I'm like, y'all all got the same weave. Y'all all got the same eyelashes. Y'all all got the same Lulu set on, or the same type sneak. Like, it's literally, and then even just scrolling through social media, it's like
same shit, different colors.
All of it's like all of it's not, and you know, men quote unquote with variety. It's like kind of like a lack of variety, and it's even been times where it's like me scrolling through. It's like if I was a guy, I wouldn't try to talk to none of y'all bitches, and it's like. No,
you're not your authentic self.
Yeah, and that's not to say you gotta walk around with your natural hair and your don't wear makeup. It's not to say
but be okay with being.
Yeah, it's like not don't be yourself, but you can so easily see that everybody is not being themselves because why do y'all all look the same?
But I think that's why men are onto women now. Like women resources. Are fucking great manipulators. That shit don't work no more. They are onto us. They are so much smarter. They have standards. And yeah, you might look good to the eye. They might be having all the things that you said. But now men are tapping into the mental. Now they want to see what your mindset is like.
That's something that's something that I do. You know that I like for men. I can't say that I like for men because I feel like before podcasts, men were not. At least it wasn't public to women what men.
Like nobody wants. I just think that men shouldn't complain. Like there's no really space or room. You can speak on how you feel, but the fact that they so open with it and so willing to just say it out there instead of saying it to their spouse or instead of saying it to their mom,
they don't have one.
Like to vent, but still, like vent is just a little sassy to me.
I know sassy is a touchy word, especially now.
It is, and that creates. But that opened the floor for them to say, "Yeah, this is what I want now." So now that opens another door for now they want to be chased by women. I'm not chasing no man. So like I would chase money all day, but men, no.
I do think that sassy men has an era. I do think that it is a sassy man era. I do think that a lot of men nowadays like to be chased, and I think that has a lot to do with social media as well. But I don't think that men expressing themselves is sassy. I think men who argue and bicker back and forth online with women are sassy.
But that's what's happening. Like the post with whatever, like most men about the child support, they are going in.
Yeah, I've been avoiding that conversation. Like I've been avoiding.
They've been going in.
Yeah, so that and then or men just like going back and forth on social media.
Period.
Yeah, I think that's sassy, but I do not think. I think that men start creating safe spaces for themselves because they have not had. They either don't have women who are a safe space, or they didn't find one who is.
And I also think that with them venting and explaining what their wants and needs are and what will make them happy actually helps dating as a whole, because now we got an inside look on a man's mind.
Honestly, it helped me check myself with my ex, into podcasts. And it was the question of what do you bring to the table when this became a big deal. And he said the thing is, so many people when they say what they bring to the table, as far as women, they name so many things that men are not even looking for. You said you're an entrepreneur, girl. I don't care about your money. You said you got a house. I don't care about your house. You got a car. I don't even care that you can drive. What do you bring to the table? And it really made me sit down and like I had to I'm like, all right, hold up. Yes. Like, hold up. What do I bring to the table that's not monetary? And it helped me dig deep. Like I'm a safe space. You can talk to me. Yes. You can cry to me, and I'ma hold you, and I'ma rub your head, and I'ma let you cry. I'ma keep your secrets. You can be vulnerable with me. I am financially stable enough where I don't mind having to help financially if it's going to be the betterment of you and us, or to even set you up to be better. I am a soft woman. I can cook and I don't mind cooking, and I'm gonna serve you your dessert and what you want to drink. And I clean up. and you can come home and you gonna walk in this house to peace every day. I have a peaceful house. But I had to dig deep to
we have the ability to bring what he lacks at his table.
Exactly. Like I am patient and I am calm, and
I just learned that I'm not patient. My coworker told me that.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
And it's reflecting on my kids because I'd be like, be patient, and then she literally said it like, but Nikki, you're not patient. So how you gonna teach your kids to be patient? I'm just like,
it was a post that I've been seeing guys like this been posting like, damn, so you mean to tell me you just chill and peaceful? And it's like, yeah.
See, I'm a very peaceful person, and like, you know, peace is in my home, but like when I want something,
So I want to speak on these are the last two things. I want to speak
help
on
you figure out what you bring to the table. That's not like, oh well, I can take, just like you said, you can take care of yourself. You don't want to do that shit though.
Right. Like, first of all, being independent is for suckers.
Listen, I want to make it very clear that yes, I do own a business. Yes, I am an entrepreneur.
But you don't want to be strong all the time.
I may be seen as this maybe intimidating to a man. But no, I'm soft. Come get me.
Yeah,
no, seriously.
I'm a woman at the end of the day.
So being strong all the time, that goes into the mental aspect of 30s. And then I also, again, like I've been trying to do the financial, and I think that we touched on most of the areas of the 30s. But those two areas are near and dear to me. So I want to like...
do you feel like you're softer in your 30s? Like, do you feel like you let go some of the strong or the need to be strong, or do you feel the opposite? Like
pertaining to what, or just in general?
Like it depends on finances.
Pertaining to like, so just both. Like, what do you feel like you had to tap more into? I'm gonna be stronger in this area, and what area do you feel like now that I'm in my 30s, I could soften up a bit when it comes to this?
So in my 30s, I definitely can soften up when it comes to relationships. I am now like,
why are you
more
so tense about
feminine.
It? I could tell she's so.
You feel it? I feel
it.
I thought you was blocking energy.
Energy. Yeah.
Just let it out.
But you're not spiritual like that.
Just
like,
let it out.
Why are you so like? I feel like I could hug you about it.
I don't know.
Because give me
no, because
what's going on?
Because y'all better not start crying.
Not doing it.
No. I don't cry. I'm still tough, so I'm not crying. Okay?
No, but you.
First of all,
if energy is felt when I say you tense up so bad, just because
it was in your shoulders.
Yeah. What? It make me feel like what's tea? What's the matter?
So I'm softer with dating and relationships with men. Like I'm softer.
I would feel like that.
Yeah, I am. Like okay. I was.
Well, I didn't know you in your 20s.
Yeah, so. I was. I went through my phase of being a bitch, but not because of them. Like just because of my experiences. But I'm able to see things from all different angles now, so I can handle myself and men and communicating with people. Period. Just a whole lot different.
So when you say you used to be a bitch, like how? Like you put your hands on it?
I used to be like, but it wasn't like I walked around and was
girl so aggressive.
Yes or no? No.
It was
I didn't walk around just beating on people, but it's like I have a thing for. I still have a thing for this.
But that's something that I found out. Like women be putting their hands on these men.
Yes, they do, and I was one of those. And it wasn't. I didn't do it often, but I had a thing where. Don't talk to me like I'm dumb. If I'm asking you about something, I already know. I hate feeling insulted. Even to this day. Now I get angry, but I do it different. But it's so insulting because it's like because I'll be wanting to know, like, do I really come off as an airhead because you really think that I'm just dumb and I don't know no better?
Do that, like,
they're gonna push you to the limit.
They gonna push you to the limit. Like, it'd be like, all right, I'm gonna just let you think I'm dumb. Okay.
I would purposely do that and then just leave, disappear.
La La Land, yeah, I don't know shit. Okay.
So no, I don't beat on men anymore.
That's Wait, you know how the TikTok be like,
I was so angry because so I'm a relationship type person, right? So I was with my kid's father from 15 to 25.
Same. Well,
we had 2 kids, been engaged. That was the first person I lived with. That was the first person I did all that stuff with. So it's like that's all I knew. So when I broke up with him and it became that time to start dating other people, I came in like a fucking kid. Like I have no idea what to do. Everything turned me off. I didn't know what was acceptable, what was like. I just didn't know anything.
It's
so
like put me in a game coach, and now you gotta figure out like, so what we do.
That was the worst thing. Like somebody just your mom just saying, "Oh, well, go out into the world and figure it out." Like I
push you
knew
in a pool,
nothing.
You gotta figure out how to.
So I had to go through trial and error for so long, and I think I didn't get into a relationship until like 5 years after that. Very, very short lived. Like that didn't even last long. And in that relationship, it was hell. It was hell.
But
so now,
just say it was toxic. It's okay.
It's 5 years later. So I don't like to consider that relationship. Like, although I grew from it. Sometimes I don't like to consider it. Whatever. It may not make sense, but that's just what it is. So technically, for me, I've been single for 10 years.
You were in a relationship, though, babe.
Huh?
You was in a relationship, whether you liked it or not. You can't just because that's like saying if somebody had bad sex. Like no, that don't count. That's not a body count. It is.
It don't count.
Like y'all.
But no, I just
together.
Great.
Like 7, 8 months.
Oh, short but toxic.
Yeah, very toxic.
Do you feel like it had some type of an effect on you?
Oh yeah.
To this day.
Yeah, I feel like it.
It totally changed me to who like. It made me search deeper in myself, and that's how I got to where I am now. Like as far as my mindset and what I'm thinking, because it's like, who was I to allow all that to happen to me? Like, what was I going through? What was I dealing with to allow somebody to be able to feel like they could treat me the way that he treated me? Like, and then it was so weird because it's like he would do a lot of great things and like to make my emotions feel like I didn't never want to lose that, but at the same time,
he was a
Gemini.
Really? Girl, he's so fun.
I ain't dated Gemini since. But
listen, you know how they be like that one sign who ruin it for the whole. Like you don't care.
Mars is a Scorpio.
Really?
Yes. Don't ever. If you a Scorpio.
But honestly, for me, air signs as a whole, I'm totally like.
Don't do that.
But y'all supposed to go.
Exactly. That's the problem.
But you know what? First of all, okay, not that. That's not set in concrete because
it's not.
Everybody's their own individual.
Everybody's their own.
But I think the core values in a lot of people based on
it be like character traits. Yeah. So it's like, dang, I feel like I feel that for you. Like I feel that deeply to have somebody who do so many wrong things to you, but do so many right things to you. Where it's like I feel like so it was so much easier for me to leave like my kid's dad because it's like that's an abusive relationship. You're supposed to leave, like you're supposed to get to a point where you leave, but then to leave my last relationship where it's like this is not a bad person. This is not a person of like bad character.
You had to really weigh the good and the bad,
and then it's like you build so much core memories with this person. Like we have a shit ton of good memories. I did all of my traveling and stuff with him, but at the same time, it's like I know what that bad side look like. I know what it look like. I know what it feel like. I know the things that I've been through. So it's like choosing kind of like yourself or choosing what you want to deal with is so hard, and it's so I feel like it will continue to affect my dating life moving forward. Not in a negative way though, in a positive way. Because now it's like I know exactly what I don't want. I know red flags to look for. And but also since I experienced so many good things with him, I also know what I want. Like you have to be a protector. If I don't physically, you have
because you had that already.
Yeah, it's
so
like exactly. So it's like
backwards.
I had somebody who made me feel like nobody in this world is going to do anything to me, and if you do something to me, he's coming for you. And I had somebody who that I can travel with and feel safe. Like to this day, right now, as much as I want to, I have a fear of like getting taken out the city or after going on a trip with a guy, because it's like, are you safe? Like, do you know how to fight? Do you know how to swim? Do you know how to maneuver through the airport? Like, do I have to use my brain?
You thinking too much.
Do I have to use my, but I'm thinking about it because this is something that I had. Do you know how to fix shit?
You spoiled. Sorry.
But I was like that too after my first relationship.
That's a little bit, if I'm spoiled, so is he.
You a princess.
But you know what? I was unspoiled in a whole lot of ways.
Well, yeah.
And I'm glad that you mentioned spoiled, because speaking of things that I'm willing to give and want in return, I am a spoiler. Whatever you want, what you want me to do.
I'm like that too.
You hungry?
And I think that's why I don't have patience, because if somebody asks me of something, I'm like, no questions asked. I'm jumping on it. Like, all he gonna say is, I'm hooked, and the meal's right there. You don't even gotta feel like
if you like hungry. Me, or if you love me, why you not that same way?
Yeah, you gotta give me that same energy. Yep.
Like, if I'm sitting on the phone with you and I'm telling like, oh my God, I want to go to this place so bad one day. For me, it's
pay attention to detail.
Yeah, it's like I really, really pay attention to what people saying. But yeah, it's like, so now you gotta come with a baseline of, you know how they say men's job is protect, provide. You gotta come with that baseline. Yeah. You don't got that, we're not getting anywhere.
That's a necessity. Just like y'all want us to nature nurture it.
So it's like, even though it's so much bad stuff, it's a lot of good stuff.
That's in any relationship though.
But not, and because the
bad one, no. So I mean, like, not like that
but
bad.
That makes it so much harder to, like, I feel like I felt that for her. Like, when you have such good things, yet such bad things, where sometimes those bad things could just be like, you really got to see people ugly side, because everybody got ugly side.
Everybody.
And if your ugly side is, so how do you handle anger? How do you handle grief? How do you handle stress? How do you handle trauma? So when you get upset with me, or you going to beat me up, that's not something I'm willing to deal with. Or if you get upset with me, do I just, like, do you leave? Because that would be like you're leaving, like, we live together and you're leaving or something like that. Like, you got to see people in those areas. And sometimes those ugly areas are really, really, really bad. And that's what that was. Like, them ugly areas was just
ugly.
Like, and I could deal with some ugly, because even like the way I get mad, like, can you deal with that? Because like, I'll probably just get quiet. You want to? I'm probably
shut down.
Yeah, I'm just going to shut down. Like, you yell at me, you can't yell at me. I don't deal with that, and that stems from being in an abusive relationship. I feel like first of all, men got different tones. Men don't really gotta yell. They can speak stern, and kids to tighten up, or a woman to tighten up. So I feel like if you a man, why?
I don't like talking.
Yeah, why you don't like talk? You like nothing. I like tall men. Oh, give me a big dog any day.
Exactly. She can't stand it.
But you know what? I feel like women who are like extroverted and stuff like you tend to like more, not even just more timid acting, more timid looking. Like, you can deal with a smaller. I mean, you don't have to be a big dog.
Like, I mean, you don't be the same height as me.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But like,
you don't
6
need
something, no.
What?
5'10" is perfect for me.
5'10" is a guy.
Yeah, 5'10".
Both of my exes
5'11".
are 5'10".
That's a good height.
Yeah.
Like, you don't.
It's like not too tall, not too short.
Body.
You could wear heels.
Yeah. Put a little kitty heel on.
But don't let me get a over 6
That's too
footer.
much climbing.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Especially for you.
That's
I don't even know why you would even want somebody that's triple the height of you. Like, that's
it was
just
a post
too
that
much.
said that too. Like, them hugs hit different when he tall, and they do.
I feel like you're gonna kill me and just snap my neck.
Why?
I don't know. Because you hovering over me. Like, don't hover, don't talk down. Like, don't look down and talk at me.
I got a question.
No.
My
dad's not tall, maybe that's why.
What's something in your 30s that is an absolute deal breaker for you? Like, you're not dealing, just like me, I'm not dealing with a man who yell at me. But that's not something that didn't develop until.
I'm not dealing with a man who don't deliver. That's like, I can't do
that.
I can't. Like, you can yell at me a little bit. I'm just hang up on you.
Do you struggle with keeping your word?
No.
I'm talking about that far as men who deliver. Like, do you struggle with doing what you say you're going to do?
For a man?
Yeah.
No.
I do.
Absolutely not.
That's one of my triggers, and it's really bad.
That's a trigger for
me.
No, but do you like really... if you was to promise him or say something to you deliver to him, like you deliver what you say?
I deliver, but I'm saying as far as
was that the question?
You were saying as far as a man delivering.
As far as the man.
Yeah.
Oh, do I struggle with if they don't?
No, I would. You have a trigger for a problem for you is men who don't do what they say they're going to do.
And that falls back into mine's is not childhood trauma. Mine's is my dad. He delivers every single time.
Where's your dad at? I wish I could 2 times him up because mine is triggered.
And I'm pretty sure that's why my parents are still married.
So she dealing with it
in a positive way.
Yeah, like that's what she used to.
And I think that I have a hard time with triggers. My triggers are positive because
you've seen it.
I've seen it. Like, so I know what men are capable of.
And you know what
I know when you bullshitting me. I know what you can do, and I know when I'm being overreactive.
I love
I feel like
friend
every
who is
woman,
married.
Yeah.
I mean, and she grew up with married parents. And it's like, and then my other sister, she grew up with parents who are married. And just having like a dad who was like a real dad and a real man, it's like y'all baseline different from our baseline.
We don't
like
have
mine is protect, prevent, provide, but a girl who's seen their dad do certain stuff, like fix stuff around the house, you get with a man, he can't fix nothing. It's like,
we do pizza every Friday. It's a routine. Like,
you don't show up when you're supposed to show up.
We go fishing.
Where you?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like,
yep.
That's beautiful. I love.
And my dad, his number one rule is if he can't treat you like I do or better, he's not the one. And it's really that. So I think that's why I don't have tolerance and cut people off. Like on day one, it will just block you. But when I really like you, and I'm really upset that it didn't fall through because I really like you.
I'm such the same in different ways with both of y'all, and that's me. Like,
you're like in the middle where you sit there.
Yeah, it's like if I like you, I love you. Not love you, but it's
no,
like,
I love you.
If I like you, I really like you. I'm gonna show you I like. Like you gonna know
feel this shit.
You gonna feel that I like you.
Yes,
and I'm gonna apply some pressure too. That's another thing I agree with that online doesn't agree with. Like a lot of women feel like men should just apply pressure. Like, no, that guy.
I think that we naturally do though.
No, not all women.
No.
Really?
A lot of women will position themselves to have that men keep coming after them. They won't. So men now, what I'm learning is they want to feel like you want them just like they want you. Not necessarily.
You feel it.
No,
I'm speaking for me,
but they human.
I can't hide it.
So because of the times we
in, a lot of women who are, like, no, he gotta. Whatever this date, that date, he got to show me this, and that, and it's like,
they put him on a
I'm not doing this for him. I'm not.
So
doing
why you
that
expect
for
him to do something for you?
But that's what they do.
That's what's going on, though,
and that's what's going on. But and it's like I understand being that way as a woman too, because I can identify with where that comes from. But also, I think women got to look at the flip side in the dating world. Just as women can be dating multiple people, even if it's just two. So are men. Men can be dating multiple people. So it's like, if this is somebody you like, I feel like you should apply some type of pressure too. Like, oh, so it's just casual conversation. You date anybody, you got a girlfriend, you got a wife. Oh yeah, I'm dating 2, 3 people, whatever.
Right.
Okay. So now y'all getting into dating and y'all getting into liking each other. And he do some things. What you gonna do? You gotta bust a move too.
Yeah. Even something as simple as initiating a phone call or a text. Like women will sit there and literally wait for the man to text them every morning or every day.
And if it's like, if you don't say nothing to me, I ain't saying nothing to you. What you doing? Like, where you at? Oh, she don't cook. Oh, what you want?
Niggas be cooking too.
But I just believe that women should, like, even dates. I could take you out.
Yeah. I'm not taking you out.
After so many dates out.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say.
No, I thought you meant like the initial date.
No, not the
initial. You still gotta court me. Like no. But once I'm fucking with you, I'm fucking with you.
I'm just saying.
And,
women,
and,
I feel like women
connection is such a
too.
thing. Like if I'm fucking with you, I could be fucking with you after the first date. Ain't no telling. Yeah. Like if it's
it's based on really the energy.
It is.
Because it's like, did you know? And I learned this through my son's homework. Another word for energy is power.
Yes.
That's deep when you think about that, because that shows you, like, if you give a certain type of people or a certain type of person your energy, that means they can have a certain type of power or a level of power over you. So my son he loves science, and they learn the difference
kinetic
between
and potential energy.
Yes. Oh my god.
I love science.
So I'm like, what you think my energy is? Is it potential or? He like, Mom. I'm like, no, because what you think?
You are a crazy mom. I would be irked if you was about like what?
Like, what type of energy? What type of energy you think I got? Is it kinetic? Is it potential? But yeah, I'm just saying. I think that women should apply pressure to.
Okay.
So
finance.
No, let's go into the mental part of it, like, because you had said something earlier about surviving, and
fight or flight.
Yeah,
fight or flight?
Do you feel like mentally, like with depression, anxiety, do you feel like that's increased in your 30s?
How do you feel? I feel like we was talking majority of the time.
Y'all can go first.
No, you go first.
I gotta pull something up, so y'all can just go first. I gotta pull something
up. I feel like my 30s, and I say this to both of y'all, like the transition, because in your 20s it's like it's all fun and games, right? So in your 30s shit get real.
Or you feel like it get real.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm
no, it really do though, because I mean,
clock is ticking.
You start seeing things in people who you thought was there for you, who's not. You start seeing who's using you for who you are or what you got. You start seeing the responsibility, everything really falls back on you. You are responsible for you in your 30s. So how you turn out from here on out it's like graduating middle school, going to high school. How you act in high school would determine, you know, your GPA, all this other stuff will determine what type of college or university you will be accepted to. But to me, your 30s really strip you bare naked in the classroom, in the dream, where you just sitting there fucking like, oh shit, you know? And that comes into like, you gotta be really close to God, like, to survive.
So since I don't think anxiety or depression, I don't really like the word depression.
Yeah.
I don't even use that word.
I have stressful moments.
Yeah, I'll say I feel depressed today, but depression, I don't speak that, because one, I'm for sure not clinically depressed. I ain't on no medications or have mental issues to my knowledge, but I do have moments where it's like really down and out. But I think mine has been the opposite, because being a young mom, I spent a lot of my 20s being a mom and going through shit. Like, why I had to go through so much shit, I don't know, but maybe that's what shaped me to the person I am.
But
like,
do you
I was homeless
your 20s the same with your 30s?
No. So even though I was going through a bunch of shit and I was a mom in my 20s, I had a fucking ball. Like, that's how I met
I think we was more free spirit.
Yeah, more free spirit.
We're more cautious.
So now with the 30s, it's just like, it's so much more grounding. I got my credit. Shit, you don't care about. You ain't care about it. And like, I got my credit together. I want to buy a house.
Yeah.
I want to make sure my kids is set up. I got to make sure I got life insurance. And then of course from the accident at 29, I didn't have life insurance at that time. I'm like, damn. I had health insurance, thankfully, but I ain't had no life insurance.
What you can leave back, a legacy.
Yes, like my life insurance. I have no bills on auto pay. My life insurance is on auto pay. I'm a fucking adult. Like, my life insurance. My life insurance is on auto pay because I be damned if some random day something happened to me. I have to know that my kids are okay. I have to. Like, I have to know it in my soul. I have to know that, look.
And don't tell people how much you're worth because they might marry you just because I've seen that on Snap. Yeah. That's the number one reason why these bitches killing their husbands.
Sometimes you can't even tell people you got life insurance.
No, for real.
So many people
cut this part out.
But yeah, like stuff like that is now important. Your life insurance,
your priorities change.
Do I have a home, like a stable home? Do I
are the people around me like how? And what did I ask you earlier? Why do you think what do you think your purpose is to be in my life? I literally asked you that earlier.
When did y'all meet? Like how old?
I was 30. Was I 30?
Oh, our relationship is new.
Was I 30 first?
No, 29.
No, you was 29. I was 30.
Cause you in December, you in February.
Yeah, I was 29. No, I was 28. Remember, I was no, I was 29.
No, you was 29. It was 2020.
So like 5 years.
So, to me,
why do I feel like every time you talk is about to get intense and you just like slowly talk because you really trying to be cautious about what you say? Just say it.
I can't relate to I can't relate to what both of y'all said as far as how y'all mentally been dealing with 30s, but I feel like mine been much different. I feel like I actually been on the downside of 30s. I feel like I've definitely been depression. Like depression is a real thing. I feel like survival mode is what I think of when I think of my 30s.
So far,
like this first 4 years,
too, because it's like
it's too much.
You hit 30, and it's like this is what I seen for myself at 30, or this is what I wanted by this age, or just like you said, you was hit with a health issue. That's like a monkey wrench. Like fuck is
but
this?
that's the thing. My life has literally been is like I'm constantly dodging the fucking wrenches.
But you know what? That's what we talking about though, because.
But why I seem like mine so much worse? It's like
you can't. You just deal with it different. Yeah,
it's so bad.
Yeah, you just deal with it
for how long? Like, why me? Like, I said that more in 2024 than any year I ever said it. But I feel like this is what is supposed to be happening because this is what.
I always say the end of the tunnel is that rainbow.
It's like,
but where's the tunnel? Because I feel like
you ain't there yet.
I don't see the tunnel and I don't see the light at the end of it.
But
so
you maneuvering through it. That's
barely.
You can't give up. Like you can't give up.
I feel like you saying since your 30s you've been thrown all these different monkey wrenches. I think that's what your 30s is about. Like, you know how they be like, well, Janae Aiko said, life don't get easier, you just get stronger. So it's like the monkey wrenches you dealing with now, they 30-something-year-old monkey wrenches, and you gonna deal with them and you gonna get through that shit.
How strong am I supposed to get? Like, I feel like I'm already beating the Incredible Hulk. I don't think that is possible.
Beating the Hulk is just a lot.
I don't.
And you're
I just don't feel like I can get any stronger. Like,
but you can. That's you not knowing what you're capable of, and that's God knowing what you're capable of. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think nobody knows their real strength, if that makes sense. I think that only God knows your real strength, and that goes back to where he say he give his hardest things to his strongest warriors. Like,
I'm not on a stronger warrior list this year.
See, but you don't know that because tomorrow could bring something different.
Oh, please.
I'm just saying.
But but I do agree. Like, you don't know. You can even nothing in the world is proven strong until tested. Relationships, friendships, yourself, your body. Like, you gotta think about it like that. Nothing is proven strong until it's tested.
And that goes to like work it out. You pushed it. you push it to the limit. It was
Even
looking like,
physically,
dang, I didn't know, but still put it into a mental aspect because you putting a limit on what you're capable of doing and how strong you are mentally. And just switch it into
always,
the physical.
I'm gonna say the accident 29. That was my hardest physical battle. 2024 with the breakup
is your hardest mental.
Is my hardest mental and emotional thing that I ever had to deal with. That shit is hard. Like, I low key kind of feel like, let me deal with the physical shit. I know I'm gonna get better.
Yeah, like beat me up.
Yeah, like no.
But that's exactly what I said. Like, I almost felt like physical would have been better because the constant ass whooping that my mental gets is like,
but
I don't even think I feel human sometimes. No, I do. I learn from it where I need to learn from it. I do move forward. I still,
and
like,
you know how to
I would say
it.
I'm functionally depressed. Like, I mean, like right now I wouldn't consider myself depressed, but for the most part I've always been high functioning in my depression.
I was on the last show.
But
made it.
Yeah, so it's like, and that's the thing with this. This actually helps me.
Oh wait, I'm removing that tag because I hate that fucking wig. I just
what wig?
What wig?
The wig that I wore on the last podcast.
See, nobody knew that. I thought it was a sew-in.
It's terrible. I'm removing the tag. I just wanted to.
Is this because you got new hair?
And she loves it.
No,
because I look back at stuff and I'll be the same way. I'm like, why did I look like that?
I hated it. When I say I was so honestly that day I came here, I was so mentally fucked up. If it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't have came. And I'm so strong on being a person of my word. Yeah, I knew that I had to show up, but everything in me wanted to die that day, and
like
not
you just didn't want to.
Not because the podcast. But just how I felt, everything that I was going through, I just felt.
And we all have shitty days.
When I say I felt so, like, that was such, not even just a heavy day. That was just a heavy time in my life.
Do you feel like it's improving a little bit with some of the
ever since that day
at band camp is improving a little bit? Like that, but that's it.
Why I don't like to be mad. I don't like to get mad. But
it's just an emotion, though.
Fire, you know, going through the fire sets different things off. And it's just like, thankfully, I'm one of them people that when I get mad like that, it's like, you just sparked some shit in me. Now I'm really about to go hard. And I kind of just been on my shit since. That's kind of what prompted the photo. I would have never did that photo shoot. Never by myself. I ain't take my daughter.
You better fucking
I ain't take nobody with me. It was nighttime. I don't got no hair on my head, and it's just like. But
you do have hair. Why you keep saying you got no hair on your head?
Because when I wake up, every day I wake up, I just be like, shit. Like, all right, another day.
It looks good.
But going, you know, when they be like. The same water that boils the egg softens the potato. You gonna be soft or you gonna go hard.
I like that saying. I never heard that.
And I just like, it's probably part of me being a Taurus too. It's like when I'm down bad, like down in the dark room bad, and I was down like and I'm still going through healing from different shit, but. It makes you being down bad like that. It's like when you wake up and when you want to go, you want to fucking go. Like all get like sort of to like when you gain a certain amount of weight and you get on a scale and you cry and you be like, "Fuck this, I'm not eating it." And I had a moment like that before 2013. I got on the scale. I was 207 pounds. I shed a tear because I'm like, I'm not even pregnant. This is the biggest I was, and I'm not even with child. And at that year, I was just happy. Like I was happy. But it took me to get to a point where I stepped on a scale and cried to lose 57 pounds. And that's what I did. Like when they say when you lock in on a positive goal like that, it's like all the monkey wrenches is like, okay, I'm gonna take every hit. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I'm
like it has
weight.
To be worth it.
It's like I don't care. I'm going to the gym. I don't care. I'm not eating them cookies. I don't care. Is it you? But shit gotta happen. That's why I'm saying whatever you got
in
going
order
on,
to it's happening
keep
for
letting the monkey wrenches happen.
Yeah.
Cry.
I would
I
say
don't even
me,
cry.
I'm my own. I would say I'm my biggest
Nikki told me to
setback.
cry.
I'd be telling both of y'all to cry.
It helps,
I
but
cry on
honestly,
the drop of
like,
a dime.
it be so bad.
I be like,
it's a purge. Like crying is really a purge.
Monday, I'll have that mindset. Like, I'm ready for war. Like, it is what it is. Throw it all at me. I can handle it. Tuesday, I'm still handling it. Wednesday is like, all right, I need a break. But it's like I'll get that break for a few hours, and by the end of Wednesday, the wrench is probably 3 at 1, and it's like, oh my god, now I gotta, like, it's almost like I'm always going backwards, and it's so stressful. And it's like the gym usually is my outlet. This is my outlet, but I feel like when I'm alone, I get to really think about everything.
You gotta sit in that.
I can't do that. The one time,
but when you alone,
no,
you have to choose. No, because I'm reading the book, The Secret. You have to choose whether to ponder on whatever's happening, whatever wrenches is thrown at you. You have to choose to either sit there and be upset about it and just be mad about it, or you have to choose to sit there and not make that your reality and flip it into something positive. So I think those days when you positive, it's like, oh yeah, you killing shit. The wrenches is still coming, you just dodging it. So now on Wednesday, when you tired, you don't want to dodge it no more, and it smack the shit out of you. It make you. It's like a trickle effect now. Now it's going down, 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 instead of really those days when you sitting there, you cry about it. That's why I be telling y'all, cry about it. You cry about it and you find a solution. It's not gonna come right then and there because me, I don't even
right. Like even now, honesty, all transparency, I be having hard nights, like real, like
you
I'll
can't
be
sleep.
fine. I can't. And I know even the shit that happened with. I feel like that I know that is also part of the plan because I gotta sit in my shit and I can't call you to come over your house. I can't call you over my house. I can't. It's like kind of being stripped. Like I can't do my hair a certain kind of way and feel better. I can't put on makeup and feel better. I can't get dressed up and go feel better. I can't go fuck on a nigga and feel better. What do you do when none of this shit, none of your outlets work? When you find that none of your outlets is working, I really feel like that's God telling you
need to come
sit
to Him
in that shit.
Yep, and
you feel
talk
like
to Him.
shit. Oh, it's like kind of like a kid. Like you don't feel like I kept telling you to stop. Now you fell. That's what you get. Now I'm not. Let me fix the boo boo. So it's like I feel like God took me to the point where He kind of stripped me of almost everything that makes me feel better. I love to eat.
It's the flesh.
I don't eat no more. I love to do my hair, and even though I look like a crackhead most times, but it's like when I get dressed, I want to get dressed. Like I want my hair done to the T.
Yeah,
I want to look
particular.
Good. Yeah, like I'm really particular, and I'm gonna take pictures, and I'm gonna go out, and I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna feel so good because I'm gonna be with my sisters, and we gonna laugh, and we gonna talk shit. God said you don't got no hair no more, and
I kind of like this.
All the wigs that you used to love, you hate them now. All the weeds you used to love, you hate them now. All the makeup you used to love, you don't even like it no more. The guy you used to like and always wanted his comfort, you don't even like him no more. I'm talking about my previous.
It's a transition.
Needing to talk and relate to somebody. You're not relating to really nobody because ain't nobody been through what you've been through. So the things that I run to, which would be food, getting dressed up, going out, because I don't drink, I don't smoke. Being with a guy, like always having somebody there with me. Now I'm just alone. And then, all right, you gonna try to date? Go ahead. I ain't sending nobody your way.
I think that people just
it's
hard
yourself.
To sit in your shit.
Yeah, you going to sit by yourself.
Yeah.
You going to look at yourself.
Yep.
Not that you with no makeup on, not that you with no jewelry on, not even you with no hair on your head. You going to look at you. And all that shit that's ugly and that's uncomfortable and that makes you want to scream and that just make you don't want to sit at night, you're going to sit there and you're going to deal with it.
I think that's what I recently finally dealt with because I felt like I was on stage or in the middle of the street and everybody could see me and I'm butt naked.
I had a dream like that before. Did you Google that?
No.
You gotta Google that dream.
On stage, I've been in class, a few
I
classes.
just
actually.
feel like
you gotta Google that.
I feel like everybody could like it's, you know how we like go through shit and we try to cover it up and go through life. I feel like everybody can see everything I'm going through right now.
I feel like I can.
I feel like I can't hide it no more.
That means you're not supposed to hide it.
And it's just so much. I feel like I'm literally in a phase of starting all the way over.
Yeah.
Fresh.
And that's okay.
Everything.
You know what?
It is,
it
but
was
it's
something that said, I guess a post fire. This time I'm healing out loud because I died inside.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. I felt like I literally died inside.
That's why my hair makes me feel so vulnerable to the whole everybody. Because it's like everybody can see a physical change to what I know I'm changing inside. And it's so I feel like everybody can see me and I don't want nobody to see me. Even if it looks good, even if it's positive, it's still like, no, I don't want y'all to see me. I really genuinely feel that way because it's like I go through a lot of shit and I've been through a lot of shit that I really just not necessarily hide, but it's just like you just don't talk about it. Like you go through it, you get past it. You go through it, you get past it. But it's like now I'm being forced to talk about it. I'm being forced to let people like I thank Nikki so much on a new year because I don't talk to people like that. I'm so used to being a therapist to everybody. Just me talking to somebody is crazy. And you not judging me, you making me feel seen and you just like being nice to me. That's like it's not a trauma, but it's like just something that I'm not used to. Like a guy wouldn't be used to.
Yeah.
And of course I ain't going to push it away because I'm a female and I need that. But it for sure makes me understand how when it's like, no, this person can see me. I'm like, Nikki, I'm embarrassed. You really no. I'm like, no. It's like not the facade is off, but it's like to be perceived in a way that you know people perceive you, and
to keep this image up.
Yeah, and then it's like, damn, Nikki know that I'm a nut for real. She know that
it's like, not a nut. Yeah,
she know that.
It's just that, and I always say
and
this.
And she like, oh,
you're human.
You're really sweet. She like, you're really this sweet. Like this is really you. And I'm like.
But everybody, I think that everybody just needs to realize that everybody is human, right?
It is, but it's hard.
And
but
nothing's
we was
perfect.
just talking about guys.
Yeah.
Now I'm dealing with a female who can see me. Like so, it's like you can see me.
But
now
any man, any man that you deal with should be able to see you and be okay with it, and they should love that part of you too. Like nobody's perfect. My mom, scary. She's a maniac. I don't know, like. The way my dad deal with her is just like, oh wow, dad,
see,
like,
that's why you want,
but he loves it. Okay, he can't live without her. Like, no, yeah, they love the good and the bad. So I just want people. If that's one thing I could push out on this podcast is for everybody to be their authentic self, and you are only human at the end of the day. You the shit. You got your shit together. You handle weight, you handle your business, you a great mom, you a great person, but you still gonna have shitty days and you still you're not perfect. Who wants to be perfect?
Nobody.
That's like Barbies and all of
it's really but I'm just saying that to say that it's hard.
It is hard. And I have my days too. I think that I'm
it's like it feel good and it's hard because of course like before I sent the nice message to you before the new year, before that, sweet, when you sent me what you sent me, I'm like, oh no, like I'm in Target in the mirror, like no, I didn't know it was gonna be. Yeah, like no, and I'm like, and I'm texting you like, no, I'm really covering my face in front of who, right. But I'm like, no, because it's like you feel seen, and now
And it's okay to feel seen. I think I have so much of a like not give a fuck attitude. Like if I just took a shit before I recorded, I didn't literally. But that's just an example. Like, oh my god, nah, I can't do this. Oh, my hair has to be perfect. Like, is there bigger in
But
my
I think
nose?
that's what she.
I
I
just
think
even
that's what
women
she
like that.
going
It's
through
just like,
since
yo,
her 30s.
chill. And I tell Bae all the time, like, you are human, girl. You done been through way worse shit, but whether you believe it or not, I've seen you go through way worse shit.
Yeah, but when do it get better? Is my question.
It's gonna get better, and when it gets better, it's gonna be great.
I feel like it's
and
so
when
much
it's
pressure.
Great, it's pressure on everybody in a different
area.
way.
And I think when I keep looking at like the fact that my son he'll be 18 next year. And it's like that's so eye opening because I feel like I'm not where I want to be in life. And I just feel like I cheated my kids. That's something that weighed on me a lot. Like I feel like I cheated my kids
need to
out of
realize
things
they
in
better
life.
off than a lot of
Not
people.
like material things, but just like the experience. Like they don't have they already don't have the experience of this. I guess you can say, like their first little quarter of their life, they got to experience their parents together. But for the most part, they don't have the experience of seeing what it's like to have a man in the house and see how a man, handles a woman or handles just being a man. They don't have that luxury of experiencing that. They don't have the luxury of us living a certain way. Like the vision I have in my head of the life I wanted to give my kids and myself is totally opposite.
Yeah, kill it.
And I just feel like because he'll be older next year, like he's cheated. Well, I feel like my little son got a chance, but that's just how I feel.
So I feel like that image or what you felt like you wanted to have, or by the time they this age, feel that
it wasn't written.
And honestly,
and it's okay.
And I think that 80s babies, y'all was born in the 80s, right? 90s, early. With parents nowadays, we want, not to say we want to give our kids so much, because I think everybody, I think everybody wants to give their kids just everything. But we didn't have that shit.
And still had a lit childhood.
My mom and dad was married until I was in like what, fourth grade. I'm gonna say. Okay, they got divorced. That mean I had a bad life? I grew up with a mom.
And your priorities of what you want for your kids is not always their priority.
I guarantee you,
their priority could just be my mom is happy.
It could be one day where you could have a bad mom day, like damn, I was cursing them. Like say when my period on,
now. So I have both of those. That's my problem. I have both of those way too often. And it's not based around being just being a man being in a house. Like that's just one of the things.
Yeah.
Like, and I see like. Even for me, I feel like my parents had me real young. I think my mom was 15, and I believe my grandmother was even a teenage mom. So you gotta think like my grandmom couldn't teach my mother stuff that she didn't know. Then my mother couldn't teach me things that she didn't know.
And you just wanted,
and I just wanted to be able to teach my kids everything that I was never taught. But then I still haven't learned all of those things yet. So I just feel like it's a cycle.
You can't blame the person for not teaching you something they didn't know.
Exactly.
And I didn't necessarily have like, this is what I want for my kids. Like this is how I picture their life. I just wanted, like, a goal for me was, I just want my son to graduate high school without having kids and without having any trouble. Because as a teen mom, it's like you already made a statistic like a black mom raising a black son.
Yeah,
he gonna be in jail. Yeah, he gonna be on the street. No, my son's very respectable. He's never been in trouble. Now he'll be 20 this year. So it's like, you're on your life. That's on you. It's not on me.
Like, as a parent,
mine was more so I want to raise good people.
Yeah, that's one.
I want to raise quality people. So I think your idea of, even if it's a list of 10 things, even if you like, I wanted to have a home, a 4-bedroom house, or whatever house you wanted to have, whatever family you wanted to have, anything that you feel like you wanted to have or accomplish for them now that your son is about to be 18, I would say fuck that 100%. If you raise good people, then I feel like that's the best thing that you could possibly do.
And that's what I'm proud of, because I definitely have raised them to be really great people.
And I always tell you, out of all the kids that I know, like, you did a hell of a job. Like, a hell of a job as a mom. So when
the fact that you even care.
Yeah, like when you so I can't really say because you was a young, so it's you and two other people, now you three, that I know, because of course my parents started having kids at 25.
I hate that excuse when you say because you was a, when people say because you was young.
Like
I hate to hear it. I be like, I was 18.
Yeah, but
I don't want to hear it.
Their life is sabotaged because, but y'all flip the switch, the script, and to say, like, no, you can be a young mom and still raise beautiful kids. So I think that you are very hard on yourself because you didn't have that house or because you didn't have that man. You gotta
and the generation.
Yeah, and think about the type of kids that's really out here that we talk about. So the things that you did with your kids, a lot of women can't do. They wouldn't even know where to start.
I guarantee you, if somebody sat your kids down and was like, "Tell me about your mom,"
they would think they have a two-parent household.
You think they're gonna be like, "Oh, my mom,
she be outside
she didn't
all
set
day.
The goals that she said she wanted to set by the time I was this age," or we didn't grow up with the mom and the dad in the home. I guarantee you, they're gonna be like, I got the best mom in the world. My mom do anything for me,
and they love the shit out of you. I know real
my
bad.
I know if I don't got nobody in the world,
I got
my mom.
Yeah,
and that's my biggest thing for my kids. Like, I used to tell them, look, if mommy don't show up, I die. I don't care who ain't there.
No, for real.
And I'm dead serious because that's the emphasis I put on delivering. Like you said, I come from a dad who didn't deliver. So, and sadly, my kids have a dad who didn't deliver. So I gotta be there. Like, and I know when I die that even if my kids can't say like, oh, my mom accomplished this and that, it's gonna be like, no, I know for a fact that if I ain't have nobody in the world, my mom was coming. My mom was there. My mom showed up. My mom went hard for me. If it was something that I wanted, she made sure I got it. If I couldn't get it,
crying.
She worked for it. No, see, I'm telling you that.
No, but for
that's
real,
the things. That's the important. You, of course, you got.
So she's thinking about, and I'm trying not to cry, but you thinking about the accomplishments versus what you have accomplished already. So that goes back to be like I keep bringing God into this because it's really, you need to start. And I'm not saying you're not showing appreciation for what you have accomplished thus far, but the shit that he got in store for you is gonna surpass a lot of stuff that you like. You're gonna look back on this and be like, dang, I really was bitching about that. Like, because at the end of the day, you have to, like, you gotta really clap for yourself for the shit that you do now. Because you do a lot. You handle a lot. You carry a lot. And those small accomplishments.
I'm about to say, speaking of, God, spiritual, I don't know your religion, I don't care. But you got, sometimes you do have to look at monkey wrenches like the devil. Because not every time. Sometimes it's gonna be God, like, I'm about to throw a little monkey wrench in there. Let's see what you made of.
Because I want you to
go left. But then the other times
right.
it's gonna be like, she looked too happy. I'm about to fuck it up. She looked too healthy. I'm about to fuck it up. She looked like she's progressing too much. I'm about to fuck it up. And you gotta get to a point where it's like, you know that certain things are sent to destroy you, but you're not destroyable.
And to say certain things 10 times out of 10, babe, is certain people that the devil sends to destroy you. Those people that you can't walk away from, those people that you do a lot for and they do nothing for you.
Did you ever hear the saying, just like God got people, the devil got people too?
I'm telling you, and the people that the devil got look better than who God got, like in the physical flesh. So once, I feel like as people as a whole, once we get past the flesh part and to really dig deep and soul search into a person, just like yesterday, my mom sent me something about don't let everybody in your house. Like energy, bad spirits, all of that stuff is so true to where they walk out your house and it feel heavy. So they walk out your house, now you and your son arguing.
That's
so they walk out
back
your house.
to energy being power.
I'm telling you.
Like energy is too strong and you can break that down to anything, even sex.
Yeah.
Energy is too strong for me to just be doing certain things with anybody or multiple
and everybody
people.
Don't deserve it.
Yeah, with multiple people at a time. It's like you gotta feed the things that in a people that just like I hear all the time when people leave a wax appointment, I feel so much better. Like, yeah, you got a wax, but you feel better for a reason. You feel better whether like it's because you and externally. Yes, whether you came in here and you just let a load off and talked and I listened, or I talked and you listened, or I had to give you a hug or something. And I know it's because it's just me, just being a genuine person, just being a nice person.
But that's usually just being a child of God. Now, some people could really preach,
but you never know how many people don't got that.
Yeah,
like
I think we know, we just don't want to know. And those are normally the people that you have good sex with, great sex, like devilish, like you know what I'm talking about. Those are normally the people. Those are normally the people that will buy your love. Those are normally the people that will, shut your dreams down when you tell them my idea.
The devil presents itself as everything you want.
Yep.
Or it can.
Yep. It's going to.
But dang, I hope nobody don't think that about me.
What, devilish sex?
Or just in general, like I met this girl. Why she's so sweet to me?
See, if I was a man, I would question you. Like, that goes back to me. Like, no, something is wrong. That's just me in my own thing. Like, something is wrong.
Now I feel like people could feel like that about me.
Yeah, but once they get to know you, it's really you. Like, okay, fine. Like, I can't dig nothing out of her, so I guess that's her.
But I think you're doing a lot better than
I think you're really hard on yourself.
You think you're doing, and I say that to agree with Nikki as a person who is extremely
clap for yourself.
Like hard on herself. Yeah. I am extreme. One of my clients, she's a pastor. She was here this week. She was talking about her affirmations or whatever, and she was like how she looked in the mirror and how she said she was proud of herself. And I was like, really? That's so nice. I've never told myself that.
I do that. Really? I'm like, Nikki, you the shit.
I love that.
I look in the mirror, especially when I'm brushing my teeth.
And you are.
Yeah, I know.
But I really, that's a struggle for
But
me.
that's a physical affirmation, right? You also got to do the mental affirmations. Like, I am a great mom. I am a great person. I will touch somebody today who needs, and I even talk to God, like, God, anybody that you put in my way that I'm supposed to help, I'm here. Like, I'm ready. Like, because it's not all about you. And I feel like when you pay it forward, that's when you get more stuff in return.
Oh my god.
That's why I be hitting you up with my little stuff, and I might say certain things or how I'm feeling at the moment. Like, randomly, I will have a feeling and be like, dang, I gotta tell this person how I feel. And I would do it to Bae too. Like, Bae, get out your head. I would randomly call her, like, get out your head. Because you not only here, like, God put people on this earth, to help other people.
That's how I feel about my business. The guy who just did my photo shoot, he asked me like, so you like it? And I'm like, yeah. He like, you really like what you do? I'm like, yes. And I'm like, it's more than just getting a wax. And we got into conversation. He like, wow, you are a safe space, and you created that for women, and I really feel like women need that.
They flock to you,
and I feel like that's the true gift or talent, even though it's guarded or surrounded by waxing, but it's like
that's really not my just therapist on the law.
It's not just waxing. Like, I want you to get waxed, but I also want you to like. I want you to feel better. I do. I genuinely do.
Especially for people that are great people and they going through bad shit. Like, if I could take some of the load and just be like, no, bitch, I got you. Like, I will help you carry it. Like, for real. But mental 30s is great.
You won't be fine. You only 34.
Child. Right. You ain't even halfway there yet. You just turned 34. I'm still 33.
Okay. You'll be okay. I say that as a person who still have not said I'm proud of you yet.
Yeah.
I said I'm going to start. It's so hard for me to be proud of myself
Really? So both
I
of y'all
still don't
do?
feel proud.
But I also think
But
that
y'all accomplished so
the
much.
people around you matter too. That's something else I learned.
That's very
in my
key.
30s. I don't have, even if it comes to
It's
like
less people around you
having business conversations or even talking about what I go through mentally. I can't talk to anybody about that. I only can talk to her. I can probably talk about my mental stuff with my other friends, but like my mom, my sister, like nobody understands.
Because everybody
not meant to understand.
Yeah, and it's
just
like a dream.
You gotta be like different friends for different shit. Everybody get their own. That's 30s. Everybody get their own category.
You categorize
whether
them,
I have to, because a lot. Yeah, some people you do gotta remove, but other people you don't. Like this, my fun friends. We gonna have a time.
Yep.
Yes, that's something. My accident, my ex, and that was 29, going into 30s. Realizing who people. I learned, if I didn't learn nothing else, I learned to accept people as they are
and don't change them.
So when my accident happened, mind you, I got an 8-month-old baby. I got my other 2 kids. I'm messed up. My mom came to see me one time. One. I was in therapy for months. I didn't drive till like September. So I needed everything. The kids got to get to school, from school. I can't cook. I can't hold the baby. I can't clean up. I have a picture of my daughter washing me up. But my older sister stepped up in a way I never really seen her step, because she always called me her big little sister, because I am like the oldest in a lot of ways, but she stepped up in a way that I felt like a mom should step up. And I'm so thankful that she did. But it's like I could have been mad at my mom, but you don't have the capacity to do that.
Yeah.
And I had to realize that. And then just like my little sister, one of my little sisters would say, "Oh, I'm coming. I'm gonna come help. I'm gonna come help you this day." Never show up. I could have been mad, but it's like that's what you do. That's you, and that's what you have the capacity to do. And it's like that's okay. But then it's like my other sister, she ain't come to the hospital to see me, but she was the first person to come to my house and lay on that bed and rub my feet and talk to me. And she like, I just could not come see you.
Some
like
people,
that.
Like my dad, he doesn't go to funerals.
Yeah,
and
so
he knew
like,
my grandma forever.
It's like you gotta deal with people,
and you gotta respect why people move the way they move.
It. So it's like you can something in your 30s. I definitely determined who I needed to remove and who I needed to, where I placed them at. Like, oh, you just a fun friend. Ain't nothing wrong with that, because
life is really a puzzle. You place your people, boom, 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 boom,
and then you have like, your core people, and if she is the core, day. And then some people you like, I can't talk to you every day.
Yeah, no, I got a friend like that.
Yeah, like I can't. I really gotta
with you. I gotta build up the energy and be like, let me call.
Just like niggas, you might have a nigga for the food. You might have, like, this the one that take me on dates.
This is only for now, not our husband.
Yeah, but you can maneuver on people like that.
Yeah.
Y'all making me realize stuff I learned in my 30s. That's something.
30 something is fun. And when I turn 34, I'm not playing. I already cut everybody off there. But I think I'm ready. I'm ready for I'm ready. 34, I'm ready for what life has for me, what God has in store for me. And I'm not running from it no more. Because I find my way talking myself out of stuff that I want to do. And it'd be really, really great ideas. And she will be like, Nikki, you come on, you got to do it. And I'm just like, no, bitch, because what if Nikki, this and what if that? I get my kids, but I got you.
So is there any last words y'all want to talk about for the 30s?
Last words for the 30s. If I could give any advice to any woman, I guess in her 20s, that's about to hit her 30s, I would say, don't let nobody play with you. That's from friends to family to men, co-workers, bosses. Don't let nobody play with you, and don't play with nobody. time is not running out, but also time is not to be played with. If you don't have your shit together, get your shit together and have getting your shit together at the top, the very top of your list. Everything after that comes second. And third, the people around you, from the people in your family to your closest friends to the men that you date, even if you have a spouse, you need to decide what category that they fall in and how you're going to handle them. Some will break your heart. Some will break your heart, and you have to be strong enough to deal with that.
Yeah.
I think
But
that's my advice.
My advice?
Do you have any last
YOLO.
words?
No, let me stop. My last words.
YOLO too.
No,
I did a lot of YOLO in my 30s.
I think, yeah, really
have
YOLO.
Fun.
Yep, have fun, but be like seriously have fun.
Mm-hmm.
So put yourself first.
Calculated risk.
Yes, very calculated.
Still take risks, but make them very calculated.
Yep,
and that's
seriously
on people
have fun.
Too.
Pay attention to who's really there for you and who's really not. Be real with yourself. Don't play yourself. I always tell people that. Don't play yourself. Put God first. Don't play yourself. And really, again, start building a foundation for you. Don't plan your life around other people. Plan it within just you and yourself and what makes you happy.
All right, and that's all.
What's your advice?
Thank you for watching.
What's your advice?
Not to cry on camera.
And she never cries. Let me just mind you that. Bye. I'm done.
I really don't. Like, subscribe.
Yes.
And we'll see you next week.
And share my girl's video.
Like, stop playing.
Y'all know my followers coming.